How's your energy today, Leo?
It's getting up there. Every second it's getting higher for sure. I think my body is so used to noon time for me, Pacific, where it's like it forces me to have a bunch of energy because I have to.
Mm,
Um, and then I have energy for the rest of the day because you guys energize me.
heck yeah.
So
I'm
I'm ready
drinking
to
a
go.
hot tea today. What are you drinking?
I'm finishing up my water and I got a protein shake and some more water. So just a bunch of waters.
Yeah.
I'm
I
hydrated. All right, what kind of drinks y'all got? Put it up, put it up, put it up. There we
got a
go. There
water.
we go.
Water.
All right, I
Mark's
see
got
a
water for
solo
you.
cup. Uh-oh. Oh, Jack Daniel's up in there. All
Red
right.
Solo cup with Carla.
It's
We
all right. If you're with us, it's fine. Some Jack Daniel's at noon.
won't tell nobody.
Some
What
kombucha
fun.
from Erica.
What?
There you go. Okay, type in the chat. How you feeling today? 1 out of 10. It is day 20, Andrew.
It is, something happens. I woke up this morning and I said, I cannot believe this is 1/3 of the way through because how time has flown. Like literally the last 20 days, it feels like we've been hanging out for like three and it's freaking flying by. Hard to believe we're already a third through this thing. Blink two more times and we'll be done. Then you'll feel sadness that we're not here. But some of you remain. Leo, tell us about your win over the weekend. Your Instagram is blowing up, bro. Share your magic there. That will intrigue a lot of these people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, back in 2021, I used the same strategy that got me to 1.2 billion views and 1 million followers on TikTok.
It was
And I
1.2
did
with
the
a
same.
B, in case
Say it one
anybody
time.
missed. I said you said 1.2 billion with a B.
1.2B. So I did the same strategy for my Instagram recently, and essentially it's the philosophy of just giving. You give everything you can give at the highest level. For example, if you had 100 people in front of you, what's the most that you would give them? What would you tell them? What would you share with them? So I do that, and of course I study the people who are in the niche, and then I've posted out, and we've gotten a couple, I think 1.5 million views and about 40,000 new followers on Instagram over the weekend. So that was really cool. And as you guys know, at our Truca event, we teach social media and branding because it's a absolute game changer for your real estate business, where you have hundreds of people sending you deals every single day on social media. That's been our game changer. And really for me, social media has been huge because now you have access to team members. Now you have access to boots on the ground. Now you have access to leads all across the world. Now you have access to friends all across the world. It really is a game changer. So we're going to be teaching that at the Truca event, which we'll talk about tomorrow.
Absolutely. That's a cool win. And it always intrigues me because, I watch sometimes as we work very hard at something, and then you realize that a minor tweak or a minor shift or a third party's view or somebody's suggestion literally can change everything overnight. And when you see something like this and you go, hey, I could be working 5 years trying to build this thing, in this case, followers on Instagram following, and then you realize, like, boom, you just implement a strategy, and over 5 days, you're accomplishing something that's huge because of the networking it gives you. So I know we're going to be talking a lot about networking today, but how many of you, I see some sevens, some 8.5, some nines. I see Carla, she claims that it's pineapple juice, not Jack Daniels. So we'll take your word for it, Carla. Uh, but we want to talk. How many of you, if this has gone by really fast, type yes in the chat. Is this flying by for you guys?
Definitely
My
has.
goodness. So this is that means you're having fun. That means we're doing a good job, Leo.
Absolutely.
Time is
Somebody typed
flying.
in the chat, somebody typed in, can we put our contact info? And absolutely. The point of these 60 days is so you all can connect with each other. I know it's virtual. I know you guys are behind a screen, but it's our ability to connect with each other. And of course, when you come to the Truco event and you actually get to learn all of this for 3 days while connecting with people face to face, it's what we've missed for so long. That is where you guys will really build the connections that last for years and years and years and years. So that's what we're definitely excited about. And today, we're actually going to be talking about networking and the importance of building the network and the strategies that me and Andrew have used to build such a strong network over the past 10 years that we know we can give it to you and you can build it the same essence of our network in a year. Type in the chat yes if you want to learn that strategy
Oh yeah, we got the
because it
yeses.
goes way
And
beyond just real estate,
I
right,
want to say
Andrew? It goes way
thank you,
beyond.
Dakota. Forgive me, brother. I want to say thank you, Dakota, for being respectful of our platform and asking that. And yes, we love when you put your information in and connect with others there. So thank you so much for that. And the importance of the network. I wanted to just dial in on this because this is what I missed for the first year. And Leo is a master at this networking game. And I say that because as we've traveled to events together, I've seen him do things that prior to us teaming up, that I worked for 3, 4, and 5 years to accomplish certain networks or certain connections. But after we teamed up and we shifted strategies, some of those things happen in a matter of days or weeks. And so it comes down to if you have a network in your community, literally, and we'll talk about this more. I've seen, I remember at the last 3-day event that we had, Leo, somebody at the event lent money to close another person's deal at the event. And somebody else at the event who was speaking owned the title company that closed it. Like, boom, boom, boom. 3 connects right there. And when you're networking like that, you can make something happen, a deal that happened in perhaps 15 minutes when it may take you 15 weeks to put the same deal together when you're not networking. So this is so important. So I challenge all of you to get your pens and papers and start taking notes because this is a linchpin that will change your business and be the difference between one deal in the next 3, 6, 12 months or having buyers and sellers and connections lined up and could be many, many, many deals in that same period of time.
Absolutely. So take your pens and papers out while we kind of discuss you personally, how you can build this network. I see everyone's notebooks up. Perfect. So when it comes to building your network, understand this first, and I'll tell you a quick story. Is 3 years ago, I sat down and I wrote down on my notebook, and I wrote down 4 of my biggest goals that I wanted to achieve. I wrote down I wanted to build my real estate portfolio to the point where I didn't have to worry about money. I wrote that I wanted to build a mindset that helps myself and helps others and helps people in my family. And I want millions of people to be able to have access to this mindset. I wrote down that I wanted to be healthy. I wanted all my family to be healthy and everyone to be in good shape. And then I wrote down that I wanted an expansive network with the best friends around me that supported me, an amazing community that supported each other, that we're all doing things. They weren't complaining about life. They weren't talking bad about others. They were doing things every day. And they spent so much time working on themselves that they didn't have time to criticize others. I wrote those things down. I put down exactly what I want from my friends, from my circle, and my team. And, a couple days ago, I was going through my phone, and every now and then I kind of clean up my camera roll, right? Who goes through their camera roll and kind of cleans it up every now and then, or you might just leave all the 40,000 photos in there. However way you are, I respect it. But I'm someone who goes through and kind of cleans it out. But I was going through and I saw this notebook right here, and it was a picture of this notebook. So I went back to my hometown where my dad still lives, and I dug through hours and hours of different notebooks to find this because I write down everything I write down. And I looked in it, and it was still there, the dreams and wishes that I wanted, all of it right here. This is from years ago, 2020. And I read it aloud, a couple days ago, and every single thing that I wrote down has come true. Every single thing that I wrote down has come to fruition. And then I look at the network part and every section of who I wanted in my life, the type of team, the type of friends, the type of coaches, the personal trainers, the attorneys, the tax strategists, all these people that I wrote down, they all came into my life. Now I say that to give you the essence of really what helps you build your network, which is becoming so clear on who it is that you want in your life. So I look through this and I started going through my network in my phone, and me and Andrew talk about this all the time. It's, hey, we have so many people in our network. And every year we bring them all together. We put a lot of them at our Truca event where they all connect and network with each other. But that's me and Andrew's specialty, is that we've been able to position ourselves in different scenarios as a host, where we'll host an event and we'll put hundreds of people in it all across our networks, and they'll all meet each other. And then always a year later, they say, thanks so much for connecting me with that person. Now we've done multiple deals together. Now we're doing multiple deals. Carmen and Anthony. Now they're doing tons and tons of deals together. And now we're people that they always want to connect us to. When they go meet other people, they connect them to Leo and Andrew. So here's the key to building a network. Write this down. Become a node. Become a node. Node. Become a node. Some of you may have heard this, some of you may have not. But what a node is, it's the center of a web. The center of a web knows all the people. They know all the attorneys, they know all the agents, they know all the people in town, they know the private money lenders, they know all these people. So when you meet a node, you know that you just hit a gold mine. For example, me and Andrew are nodes. If you need anything, we will give you anyone in our network. And plus it's abundant. So we know if you connect with our attorneys or with our tax strategists, they're going to make more and that will come back to us. That is what a node is. You're so valuable and you're seen in the industry as so valuable because you have access to all the resources. So me and Andrew have been networking for Andrew more than 10 years, for myself about 7, 8 years, and we've built such a network. And we have found that the key is to be very clear, again, on who it is that you want in your network. Okay, that's number one. That's number one. Number two is to find TREs. You want to find TREs. This is something that Andrew taught me, and I think he learned from our good friend Marshall. But you want to find TREs. What does TREs mean? Who knows? Type in the chat if you know what TREs mean. I want to see if any of you know it. If you do, perfect. You probably have a very strong network. There we go. Okay. There's Aaron. Aaron has a very strong network. Aaron, Melissa. So TREs are target rich environments. You want to go to places rich, full of people who it is that you want to network with. So one, you write down the people that you want to be around. You want to be around other investors who are doing what you're doing. You want to be around the coaches and the people who are doing bigger deals. You want to be around the private money lenders. You want to be around the lenders like Pone, who have 18 million out in the works right now. You want to be around our attorneys that have been able to protect us. You want to be around the tax strategists and the entity structures that have created our entities. You want to be around these people. So you write that down. Now you ask yourself, where are those TREs? Where are those target rich environments? Now I tell Andrew all this all the time, and Aaron also knows this, because when I was dead broke and I had nothing, I had done one real estate deal. I had about $400 left in my account, but I found a TRE and it was one event and it was in Florida. So I did everything I could to scrape together money to spend to go to Florida to go to this event because I knew it was a TRE and I knew even if it was my last couple bucks, which it was, I was going to gain it back because I was going to build a network. And that same event is where I met both Aaron and Andrew. So you want to find TREs. You want to find where these people are. So, what is number three? Number three is one of the most important pieces. This is something that me and Andrew teach so much because it's so important. But this is to develop your interpersonal skill. It's probably going to be one of the greatest things and greatest investments that you can ever make in yourself is when you could develop an interpersonal skill. What you're watching is myself being able to speak into your guys' lives and being able to communicate one to many and being able to influence, right? That strong influence that gets you guys to do deals, that gets you guys to buy tickets to the Truca event, that gets you guys to believe in yourselves, where you want to come, where you want to develop yourself, where you want to come to our events because you know it's going to be the life changer that you've been looking for so many years. But where does that come from? How can I grasp your attention? When I'm pausing like this, how am I making you go, what is he going to say next? These are interpersonal skills. Has to do with communication, has to do with how I approach you, has to do with our eye contact. Carmen knows this really well. She's a communication expert. She knows what I'm doing. These are the things that will help you build a network greater than anybody else. Some people who have the biggest net worth sometimes don't even have this interpersonal skill. They just got lucky in their field. But you guys were able to learn this one skill that many other people, quite frankly, don't have. This is what's going to set you apart forever. So think about it. You and I are at the Truco event. It's 2.5 days full of energy. You know, me and Andrew, we're up on stage, kind of helping you guys. We jump up and off on stage, and we're teaching the Bofslow method. All right, everybody type in the chat Bofslow, Bofslo, Bofslow. We're teaching the Bofslow method. We're teaching basically how to crunch down Andrew's 10 years of knowledge, 10 years of experience, my 5 years of experience, and crunch it down into 2.5 days. 10 years of mastery, 5 years of mastery into 2.5 days. That's why we call it mastery. That's why we call it a workshop. It's 2.5 days where we really crunch those details down so you understand what the Bofslow method is. So we're up on stage, we're teaching this out. You know, we're having you guys understand the confidence levels of how to build that confidence to be on the phones, but also confidence in yourself. And now when we do a breakout, because at our events, at our Truga events, you're not just sitting there the whole time. We're having you guys move and do breakouts because that's how you build your network. So now as you guys are talking to each other, now you have those awkward moments of like, hey, hello, you know, what's your name? What's my name? And you kind of go through a little bit of small talk. But then you'll learn from us. Hey, we're going to break through small talk right away. You're going to ask each other, what's your greatest passion? What is your greatest passion in life? So now you guys are all talking to each other. And the second you meet each other, right? Hey, my name is Tim. Hey, my name is Beverly. What is your greatest passion? Oh, here's my greatest passion. I want to be the poster child for affordable homes in North Carolina. And I want to build this huge, huge, huge destiny. I want to help kids work on these things. Now I get to see really who you are, right? Because really, I don't really care where you're from. We don't care where each other's from. Our names we forget in 3 seconds. But if we ask each other, what is your passion? What is your philosophy on life? Then we really get the essence of who the person is. So now you're doing this. You're at the Truca event. You're meeting all these people. You've met 10 people and 10 of the closest friends, I might say, because again, it's a target rich environment. Everyone at this event is like you, is like-minded, which is why when I spent my last couple of dollars to go to that event, I knew I needed to do it because I needed to be around like-minded people. Because for too long, I was around people who did not have my mindset, and it brings your mindset down. It brings your life down when you're around those people for too long. And you guys all agree with me. So when you go to a target rich environment like this, I knew my 400 bucks was going to go way over, was going to return me a much huger investment. And it did. So you guys are at this event. You're meeting around 10 people, 10 again of your closest friends. And I'm teaching you guys, hey, before you end the conversation, say, Larry, you have so much good energy. Let's stay connected. So you guys switch contacts and you get each other's contact. Now you have 10 people. And now you've learned the skill because you've done it. Not only did you see it, like I'm teaching you right now, but I'm saying hear it, then implement it right away. That's what happens at these events. Is you learn it, then you implement it. Now you have 10 new friends. And now the 11th conversation, we've seen it every single time. You confidently walk up to the person and we see the realist you. We see the best version of yourself come out. And that is the most beautiful, beautiful essence that we've seen in anybody. Is on the 11th conversation is when they walk up and we see that brimming smile and we see as if, wow, this person has done it. Who is this person? They're smiling, they feel good, their skin, I don't know what it is. Their skin starts to clear up when they just feel better about themselves. And now you're connecting with all the private money lenders. Now you're connecting with all the agents in the room. Now you're connecting with all the other investors. You're connecting with me and Andrew. But guess what? The 2.5 days where you guys bring your leads, you guys close your leads, you guys learn how to call, you guys learn your confidence, you connect with all these people, all these new friends. Now, that same week, you're going to go out there, and we've seen it so many times, and you build that network up like crazy because now you learn how to have that interpersonal skill. Now you learn exactly how to find a target rich environment. Now you found all the wholesalers that come to our Truca event, and now you see how it all works. And then here's what's going to happen. A year later, we're going to be on one of our AM Warrior calls or one of our mastermind calls. And I'm going to call on you. I'm going to say, hey, everybody, we're going to go back to our pages where we wrote down who we wanted and let's read it out loud. And one by one, every single one of you who are doing multiple deals a month, we're going to go through each of you and you're going to be surprised at how many of those things that you wrote down, how many of those people that you wanted to meet have come to fruition a year later. This is the importance of networking. This is the importance of going to a target rich environment like a Truca event. This is the importance of building your interpersonal skills because it's not just about building your network, because you will, but it's about having the confidence to do anything it is that you want to do because you can communicate with others and you know how to communicate to yourself. You know how to communicate with yourself. It's why am I not getting the work done that I need to get done? And that has been the biggest piece that we've seen in any successful person that we talk to. So that is my spiel on networking. And I really want you guys to have taken notes. And I want to see if you took notes on paper, put it up so I can see it. These are the people that I want at the Truca event. We only want the people who are active, who are ready to go, who want to take action, because you're the people that we will choose to come into a mastermind, to come into a coaching. We don't choose many people, but you're the one we'll choose to then start helping you get multiple deals every single month because you're the one who's going to take action every single day. And those of you who took notes on your phone, that's good too. Andrew, let's break that down a little bit and let's let ease up these last 5 minutes because I think everybody got that lesson. Type in the chat yes if you understood and you got value from that lesson and if you're loving this topic.
This
Okay.
is so powerful. And I want to just say in front of everybody on here that this Leo, when you started talking to me about this, changed my life because while I have had a heart to help people for many years, I went to networking events and various things only thinking, like, what can I get here? And I think it's so interesting because sometimes we go to a place and when we actually lead with, yes, who can I connect with here? Who can I best serve here? Then inevitably it comes back to us in such a big way what we receive. And when I just truly became interested in people, interested over being interesting, and started understanding what people needed, that actually gives you a special insight because now you know what the lender wants. This lender already told you when you asked him questions what this other person sent him that he didn't like and what he's looking for. And this guy who runs a mortgage company or this guy who runs a title company already told you what he wants or what she wants. Or this person who is a wholesaler already told you the deals that they're coming across. And so by asking questions, becoming interested, it is so powerful what begins to come together. And I've seen so many deals be put together from quality networking that would have never happened in a million years without those good live connections. If there's anything COVID showed us, it is that we as humans are meant for connection.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When I look at the successful people that we have on this Zoom, I know your network and I know you've built the network and I know you're great at communication. It's such an advantage and an upper hand in society if you just know how to communicate.
Absolutely. All right. So there is a couple of notes I want to give you guys. When it comes to networking, it is literally that be interested over being interesting. And I think it's very important that each of us begin to serve at new levels because giving opens the door for receiving. And as we begin to connect with pure intent, it's very amazing what begins to flow to us. So that's powerful. I see each of you, and I think it's interesting timing that we're a third of the way through and that we are now talking about this because I see people on here who, in this first third, some of you have contracted your first deal. Some of you have gotten checks. Some of you, like all of these breakthroughs have happened. And some of you, I see you feel stuck. And I remember being there, feeling stuck. And I just want you to know, even if you feel behind, that there is a lot more good things to come here. And there's a lot more tools coming that are going to be for your use. And imagine that you're a sponge, a beautiful, amazing sponge. And you're soaking in the information, you're soaking in this content, you're soaking in these connections. And the more you're around it, the more you begin to evolve. Because going from whether it be an employee to a business owner, whether it be a mindset of constantly struggling financially to a mindset of abundance, any of those transitions take continuing to submerge yourself in this world. So you're in the right place at the right time. We're a third of the way through. It just keeps getting better. So we just barely started. So welcome to everyone who's new. It's only going to get better from here. We're going to take some questions and answers. Anything else we should add to that, Leo, before we jump into Q&A?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of you guys emailing us, how do we get to the Chuka event? And we have a couple seats left. So tomorrow we're going to kind of give all the scope of what the Chuka event is. So every year as we do these, you can come to these events. Because we want you guys there, the ones who are taking notes, the ones that are taking action, because we protect our network really strong. And, quite frankly, me and Andrew protect who we allow, around us in our circle. So at the Truca event, we make sure everyone is dialed in, ready to take action, willing to fly out because it's in Louisville, Kentucky. And Michelle and Andrew and everyone knows I do not like flying to Louisville, Kentucky. But we want the people who are willing to fly out there, experience something new, be in a new environment. It's write these dates down so you have them.
Leo's
Ready?
joking. He loves Louisville, Kentucky. He comes here for vacation secretly.
Write these dates down. August 14, 15, and 16. Okay, that's August 14, 15, and 16 in Louisville, Kentucky. So I see a couple of you who I want there for sure. We have a couple of spaces left. So tomorrow, be here and we'll be able to offer that up. And I know a lot of you, about 25% of you already have your tickets. So that's perfect. I mean, they're very inexpensive tickets. They're there for you to pay for the venue, of course, but it's so we have together in our community 2.5 days to really teach. And so you all can build your community and network. Because when you build your network, guess what? Our network grows as well. So we'll go over that tomorrow.
Absolutely. Awesome. Q&A, let's dive in before we wrap up. This
All
has been an
right.
amazing day.
We got a great question here, Leo. It says, what would your advice be if items that you wrote down years ago have not come to fruition?
You obviously haven't been to the Truca event.
Rewrite everything. Sit down, meditate on it, rewrite the things that you now, the current version of yourself, now desires. And then if you, now that you're a new person, because you're here, you're at these Zooms, you're at our events, and now you're learning how to focus on the things that you really want and tap into that. Because when you could look at it every day and say, okay, this is what I want. Now I'm going to put it away, get back to work, having conversations based on the things that I want. Now they start to come a lot sooner because you may not have been the version of yourself that you are today, of course, then, but now rewrite those things. So that is actually homework for you guys. Write down all the things that you now desire. Write down at least 10 things that you desire, that you want. House, family, relationships, business, all these things. Write it all down.
All right, we got a great share here from Veronica McCann. She said, I had a cool win today. I went out driving for Uber this morning to get some instant cash. I picked up a young gal who was very interested in learning about real estate and I could use as an assistant. We exchanged phone numbers and I hope to be able to work with her and teach her a few things in the meantime.
I love that.
Absolutely. I
Way
love
to
it.
go, Veronica.
All right, I think that's all the questions we have today. So,
Typically
Awesome. I'm
right.
happens
going
when
to
you
give you
just have
guys an
such
actionable. Go ahead,
a
Diego.
great teacher. You just don't have any questions. Is that right? Is that why we have no questions? Go ahead,
I
Andrew.
love that. I want to give you guys this actionable. I want you guys between now and tomorrow to write down, and this is very important. I had dinner with our awesome mastermind student Craig, who you all met the other day, and we was talking, and I'll reference this tomorrow. And he was telling me how he almost accidentally, and I say that almost because it's not easy. It's years of networking that he's done, showing up at the events, doing the right things. But he just got a $50,000 wholesale assignment. Now, again, I'm not suggesting it was easy. It was years of networking. But something that happened for him is we're sitting there talking, and we was re-reviewing his goals as we do with each of our mastermind community. And as we got to his goals for December, I said, when you hit these goals together, because I'm literally going to be freaking dialing sellers with you next week to make sure you hit these goals. I said, tell me, what will you buy for yourself? And he's like, man, like, I'm blessed. I don't really need anything or want anything. Like, I'm just excited to hit the goal. I said, no, you've got to figure out what you want. You've got to have a celebration moment. So we nailed it down. And the new gun that he's going to get in January once he hits his goals. So for each of you, when you get your first or next $10,000 minimum check, minimum payday, I want you to write down before tomorrow, because I'm going to type it in the chat tomorrow. When you get your first or next $10,000 check, what is the celebration you're going to do? It could be take your family to dinner. It could be buy yourself something nice. Something small. It could be a freaking, I don't care what it is, but just make sure that you know clearly what your celebration piece is. Because even if you think you don't need or want for anything, believe me, when you know this thing, even if you could just go do it now and afford it now, but there's this goal you're hitting and you say, I'm going to allow myself to invest in this thing or buy this thing when I hit this number. There's a whole magic that comes along with that. And we'll talk more about that. So write down, what is the thing that you're going to buy or treat yourself or your family to whenever you get your first or next $10,000 check. And we're going to have that tomorrow. All right, good. That's your actionable. And we'll see you tomorrow at the same time. We got a lot of exciting things to share. 1/3 down and 2/3 to go, and it only gets better.
That's right. Let's rock and roll. By the way, Andrew Schlag, look it up on YouTube. You can go to the recordings that have been done for those of you asking. But make sure you internalize that lesson we went over today, because I'm telling you, it's 15 years, of Andrew's 10 years and my 5 years put together into a 30-minute chat. I know it can easily be lost, but if you can internalize it and make sure you take action on it every day, and then come August, you take action on it, your life will change. We know it will change. All right. We'll see you guys all tomorrow on time.
See you
Okay.
tomorrow.
Have
Bye
a
for
great
now,
day.
guys.
Bye, guys.